The story begins in Thailand, where an archaeologist named Luke is running from the local mafia gang after stealing a famous painting. The mafia members are chasing him, but Luke cleverly evades them by running through the streets and alleys, eventually escaping by train. Relaxing on the train, he meets a woman named Asma, who is also after the painting. She demands that Luke hand it over, but he refuses. Suddenly, Asmi's henchmen attack him, and a fight breaks out on the train. However, Luke manages to escape from them as well and jumps off the moving train. The scene then shifts to London, where we meet Luke's sister, Charlotte. She works as an art curator at the London Museum. In her personal life, Charlotte is going through a divorce and is fighting her husband for the custody of their son, which is causing her a lot of distress. One morning, when she arrives at the museum, she is surprised to see Luke. After many years, she is astonished to see her brother. Luke distracts Charlotte with conversation and steals a painting called Head of Christ before fleeing. Charlotte chases after him and finds Luke waiting for her in a fancy car outside the museum, holding the painting. She gets into the car to retrieve the painting, but suddenly the police arrive. Luke drives away, and the police start chasing them. After a thrilling car chase sequence, Luke hides the car inside a large trailer truck, managing to evade the police. Inside the trailer are Luke's two associates, Patrick and Deb. Luke gives the painting to Patrick, who begins searching it for hidden clues. What kind of clues they are looking for will be revealed later. Luke also offers Charlotte a chance to work with him, but she refuses, saying she won't work with a thief. Just then, Patrick informs them that there are no clues in the painting. Seeing this, Luke knocks Charlotte unconscious and leaves her in a safe place. When Charlotte returns to the museum, they discover that Luke has placed the painting back exactly where he took it. Despite this, the authorities, suspecting Charlotte's involvement, fire her. Now, Interpol also starts pursuing Luke and begins to follow Charlotte. Losing her job jeopardizes Charlotte's chances of gaining custody of her son. Furious, she goes to Luke's hideout and angrily confronts him, blaming him for ruining her life. During their heated argument, Luke once again invites Charlotte to join him. He then reveals his mission. They are searching for the Fountain of Youth. He explains that it is a magical fountain whose water grants eternal life and unlimited wealth to anyone who drinks from it. Luke, Patrick, Deb, and a businessman named Owen, who is sponsoring their expedition, are all seeking this Fountain of Youth. Owen, the businessman, has cancer and desperately needs the fountain to cure his illness. Owen offers Charlotte a deal. If she helps them, he will hire top lawyers to help her win custody of her child and get her job back at the museum. On this condition, Charlotte agrees to join their quest. Luke further explains that the fountain could be misused, leading to the formation of a secret society called the Protectors of the Path. These protectors hid the fountain in ancient times to prevent anyone from finding it, and their descendants have continued to guard its location. However, there was a group in the past who opposed the protectors and wanted to reveal the fountain to the public. This group hid clues within 6 famous paintings of Christ, hoping that whoever sought the fountain could find these paintings, decipher the clues, and discover its location. Patrick then shows images of these 6 paintings. One of them is the painting Luke stole from the mafia in Thailand at the beginning of the movie, titled Christ Carrying the Cross. The second painting was in the London Museum, which Luke stole while meeting Charlotte. Its title is Head of Christ. These paintings contain a special dying signature line printed as 6 and 1, and each painting also features a unique character as a clue. However, there's a problem. The paintings stolen from Charlotte's museum, despite being original, did not have any unique character or the secret line. They are puzzled by this. Charlotte explains that the artist, Rembrandt, who created these Christ paintings, always made duplicate copies of his work as backups, which looked exactly like the originals. Therefore, the painting Luke stole was a copy, not the original, which is why it didn't have the clues. They need to find the original painting. The next day, Luke is sitting in a cafe when Asma comes to meet him. She urges him to stop his research on the fountain, warning him that it is not a good thing, quite dangerous, and that the protectors will go to any lengths to stop anyone from finding it. Despite her warnings, Luke is unwilling to stop his search, so she leaves after giving him a final warning. Some time passes, And after extensive research, they discover that in 1906, an art collector was traveling with one of the paintings on a ship called the Lusitania. During wartime, a German submarine sank the ship. The wreckage of the Lusitania is in the North Atlantic Ocean, Schwerne, and the original painting is believed to be in the ship's storage room. So, the group travels to the North Atlantic Ocean. Once there, they attach many balloons to parts of the ship's storage room to bring them to the surface. Luke and Charlotte then go to find the painting. However, Azmi arrives in a helicopter with her men and also boards the wreckage. Searching through the flooded sections, they finally locate the box containing the painting. Both are overjoyed and celebrate their discovery. But as they come out, Azmi points a gun at them and demands the painting. A fight ensues, causing the balloons attached to the ship to burst, and the wreckage begins to sink again. Luke and Charlotte manage to fight off Azmi's henchmen and escape as the entire ship sinks back into the sea. Upon scanning the original painting, they find the Latin letter W. Rearranging all the unique characters from the paintings, they get the word wicked. After much thought, they realize the connection between the word wicked and the line 6 and 1. This line refers to King James, who was at one time the king of both Scotland and England, known as the 6th of James in Scotland and the 1st of James in England. King James also published a Bible, but due to some translation errors, that particular version became known as the Wicked Bible. Now they understand that the next clue to finding the fountain is hidden within this Wicked Bible. Luke reveals that a Wicked Bible is kept in the Australian National Library. As they are discussing this, Interpol agent Jamal arrives with other police officers to arrest them. They are all taken into custody. While Jamal is interrogating them, the Thai mafia, who had been following Interpol, suddenly appear and hold all the Interpol agents at gunpoint. Their leader wants the painting that Luke had stolen. Luke tries to deceive him again with words, promising to give him the stolen painting along with 5 other expensive paintings in exchange for releasing his companions. The mafia leader agrees, and Owen, Patrick, Deb, and Charlotte are freed. Under the guise of handing over the painting, Luke signals to Jamal and has loud music played, causing a distraction. Taking advantage of this, Interpol agents start firing at the mafia members. Amidst the chaos, Luke escapes. Jamal and his team eliminate the mafia and then set out to find Luke. Meanwhile, Luke's team regroups, and they immediately head to the Australian National Library. Charlotte had picked up her son Thomas, who was waiting with Owen at a cafe before going to the library with the rest of the team. They find the Wicked Bible. As they are scanning its pages, Azmi and her team arrive at the library. Luke goes to distract her, but Azmi and her thugs attack him. A massive fight breaks out in the library, but Luke, being cunning, manages to defeat the thugs, trap Azmi, and escape. Realizing that scanning the entire Bible would take too long, they decide to steal it. Luke and Deb knock out a library assistant, and they find a secret tunnel beneath the chamber, accessible through the drainage system, leading out of the city. They use this passage to escape. Elsewhere, Owen and Thomas are also trying to leave when Azmi's men try to capture them. Owen, despite being ill, single-handedly fights off Azmi's men, knocks them unconscious, and escapes with Thomas. Back at their hotel, they finish scanning the Bible and discover a pattern of numbers along the edges of the pages. They try to decipher a clue from this number pattern, but don't find anything significant. When young Thomas examines the pattern, he suddenly has an idea. He suggests that the numbers might represent musical notes. When they play the numbers musically according to the alphabet, a song plays. Upon searching, they find that it is an ancient song composed in honor of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Charlotte asks them to point out the locations of the ancient 7 wonders on a current map. After some thought, Luke places the 6 paintings on the map, and the secret characters in each painting perfectly align with the locations of 6 of the wonders, forming a pattern that points towards the last wonder, the Pyramid of Giza. They finally realize that the fountain must be somewhere within this pyramid. On the other side, in Vatican City, Azmi is summoned by her superiors. She reports that Luke has obtained the Bible and will soon discover the fountain's location. Hearing this, they become concerned. Azmi had been showing some restraint, but her mentor now instructs her to use extreme measures to protect the fountain, even if it means taking lives or sacrificing herself. The mentor gives Azmi a trident-like weapon. Many hours later, the team arrives in Egypt. They learn that there are many secret passages and chambers beneath the Giza pyramid, indicating that the fountain could be there. Owen has hired numerous armed security personnel and bodyguards. Owen's behavior has completely changed. He is no longer listening to Luke or Charlotte. They then go to the lowest part of the pyramid, but the secret chamber is even deeper. The way to get there is through a wall. Instead of looking for a clue, Owen tells them to break down the wall. Charlotte doesn't like this and asks for 1 hour to find the way. However, Owen ignores her. After breaking the wall, they go through a passage into a secret room. In the middle of the room, there's a large, round stone. They need to move it. They try to push it, but it's too heavy. So, Owen tries to blow it up with a grenade, which leads to another argument between Charlotte, Luke, and Owen. Owen doesn't listen to them and says that he has his own team and he's the one paying, so he'll do what he wants. His attitude has completely changed. Amidst their argument, Thomas notices that the sound in the entire room echoes loudly, and there's a musical instrument. He plays the Seven Wonders song on it, which suddenly increases the echo and vibration in the room. The echo and vibration becomes so loud that everything in the room starts shaking, and the heavy stone slowly begins to float in the air due to the vibrations. Charlotte slowly moves the stone forward. There's a scarab beetle image where the stone was. As soon as Luke touches the beetle, the entire passage starts descending like an elevator. When they reach the bottom, Interpol agents are outside, but Owen's men try to stop them. A lot of shooting occurs between them. Then, Azmi arrives with her group, and they also start killing Owen's people. Soon, Interpol and Azmi's teams have killed all of Owen's men. Now, Jamal from Interpol and Azmi's team join forces and enter the pyramid. After coming down in the elevator, they find a passage. At the end of the passage, there's a tree of life made of gold on the wall. Charlotte notices a statue of the goddess Monet nearby, holding an amber stone. Charlotte explains that amber is also called a burning stone, and the tree of life cannot glow without the sun, meaning the amber stone is connected to the tree. She places the amber stone in the center of the golden plate, which goes straight in, and a doorway opens. They enter the doorway and find a very large chamber, as deep as a 5 or 6 story building. But there's no way to go down further. Then Luke notices another scarab beetle image. As soon as he presses it, the walls of the chamber start changing and stairs emerge from them. They go down the stairs and find an eye-like structure in the middle. As they approach it, the structure opens up, revealing a way to go down. Below, there's a small pond with some water in it. This is the Fountain of Youth, but Owen is not impressed by it. He was expecting something much grander. To see if it's real or if there's any danger, he tells Luke to drink the water. Luke and Charlotte refuse. Charlotte starts arguing, but he tells her to be quiet. From his words, it's revealed that he doesn't have cancer. He only wants to use the fountain to make himself powerful and immortal. Meanwhile, above them, Jamal and Azmi are moving forward, killing Owen's men. Both of them come down through the elevator passage. Now, Luke is hesitant to drink the water. Seeing this, Owen shoots him, meaning Luke has to drink the water to survive. Unwillingly, Luke steps down. As soon as he touches the water, the pond fills up completely. Luke's blood falls into the water, causing power to flow through it, and the water starts swirling around Luke, making him float in the air. Lightning flashes, and suddenly, a glowing water appears in Luke's hand. Seeing this water, he's tempted to drink it, but when he looks into it, he sees a vision. In the vision, he drinks the water, and power flows into his body. At the same time, below him in the vision, Charlotte and Thomas grow old and weak, their life force being transferred to Luke. He sees Charlotte and Thomas becoming very frail and old as Luke gains their life force. This means that to gain power, life, and immortality from the fountain, he would have to sacrifice his loved ones. After seeing this horrifying vision, Luke does not drink the water. He leaves the water there. As soon as he does this, his body starts healing itself because he made a sacrifice to save his loved ones. He becomes completely healed. Actually, this was a test by the fountain to see if a person is selfish or not. Luke is now healed, having returned from the brink of death. But this is not enough for Owen, so he starts shooting at Luke. Luke is hit by many bullets, but the fountain protects him and continues to heal him. He returns to his former state and goes to Charlotte and Thomas. Seeing this, Owen himself goes to drink the water. He also drops his blood into the water, and power starts flowing again. The water swirls around Owen, and he also floats. Glowing water appears in his hand. He also has a vision. In one place, he is drinking the water and gaining infinite power, while below him there's another version of himself from whom he's drawing life force. After seeing this vision, Owen still starts to drink the water. Power starts increasing in his body. By now, Asmay and Jamal have also reached the chamber. They see Owen drinking the water and gaining power. Asmay needs to stop this. Her mentor had given her a fail-safe key that can lock the entire chamber forever. Asmay uses the trident-like key to open a passage where there is a large bell. She starts ringing it. As she rings it, its sound vibrates throughout the chamber, causing the chamber doors to close and the entire pyramid to start locking down. Owen was gaining power, but he didn't have any loved ones to sacrifice. He always thought only about himself. Even after seeing the vision from the fountain, he was drinking the water. Just like in the vision, the fountain now starts draining his life power, and he starts growing old rapidly. His whole body becomes weak. At this moment, the door to the pond also starts closing. Seeing this, Luke, Charlotte, Thomas, and Owen's bodyguards start to flee, leaving Owen behind. The pond's door locks, and Owen is trapped there in his weak, old state. Then, the stairs in the chamber return to their original position. Everyone tries to run upwards. In the process, Owen's bodyguard falls down and dies. When they reach the top, they realize that different traps are also opening up, but somehow everyone manages to get out safely with difficulty. After a while, everything becomes quiet. Then, Luke returns all the stolen paintings to Jamal, who in turn releases Charlotte and Luke, putting all the blame on Owen, who is now declared missing. Asmay also meets Luke, and after warning him not to cause any more trouble, says goodbye with a kiss and leaves. Now Luke, Charlotte, Thomas, Patrick, and Deb are all leaving. Luke apologizes to Charlotte for her losing her job and not being able to get it back because of Owen. But due to the recent adventures, Charlotte's mind has changed. She doesn't want to go back to her old life. She decides to continue the explorer's adventure with them. And with this, the story ends.